Chocks and Chocettes and in between, Roberto here for another video review. It's a Nestle Crunch special. Dark milk and white, yes. So thank you so much, Andrew Winton, for putting me onto the fact that the white one has been re-released and a new dark chocolate one's been released as well. So yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. Basically, Crunch has been around for a very long time. Originally it was milk and white chocolate, so we had these two originally. And the packaging was slightly different, but you can see the difference in these packaging, by the way. I don't know if the milk one's been released in this kind of packaging or not, but nonetheless slightly different. But in the old days, it used to just be these two, and the milk chocolate one, this one here actually, wasn't as good as the white chocolate one, because Nestle white chocolate is actually possibly some of the best white chocolate there is, really, in my opinion. Really nice white chocolate. And the milk chocolate one just wasn't as nice, because Nestle milk chocolate isn't that great. Is it just it? Although they do some products that work quite well. Nestle Yorkie, for instance, even though it's just solid milk chocolate, just, I don't know, it's the size of it, I think, and the sort of the crack as you bite into the blocks and things like that works quite well. But generally, it wasn't very good, really, and you could really tell the difference between these two. So we'll see, because I think Nestle white chocolate, I know they changed the recipe for Milky Bar recently, and a lot of people have complained. You know, and I think when I had a Nestle white chocolate bar recently, reviewed one, I think it was the Fairy Lights one. I don't know if I've published that yet. It's Nestle Milky Bar with fairy lights, I think, or something like that, sort of like a Christmassy, wintry special. It just didn't taste as good, so I don't know whether this one's going to be affected by it or not. So maybe it's not the wonderful bar that I remember it being. Remember Scotty bought one for me a few years back now, a European import basically, because it wasn't available in the UK anymore. But we could still buy it in mainland Europe, but they brought it back, and as well as that, they've gone all out and they've done a dark chocolate one also. So yeah, and Nestle don't really do dark chocolate elsewhere that I know of anyway. So very interesting, yeah, so very happy about that. So I'm really looking forward to these. So I thought I'd review them all at once, see what is the best. So it's a new format, sort of. Basically, it's a versus battle, I think you could say. I've probably labelled it as that. So we'll see how it goes, because they are quite similar-ish. You know, they are a similar sort of set of bars. I think it'd be quite nice to sort of see how they compare, doing them all at once. So yeah, let's see what the differences are. So, interesting one. So let's have a look here, and we'll briefly go over the back of them. We'll do the milk chocolate one first. Okay, let's have a look, as in just looking at the back of it. So let's have a look. Usual stuff there. So milk chocolate crisp cereals, it says cocoa contains cocoa solid 29% minimum, milk solid 18% minimum. Crisp cereals 15%. Alright, there we go, usual stuff. Cocoa plan, get in touch, not happy. So yeah, this so what's the weight? It's a 100-gram bar, 100 grams, 513 calories for the whole bar, 25.8 grams of fat, 15.5 of which are saturates. And there you go, per 3 pieces, 86 calories, 4.3 grams of fat, 2.6 of which are saturates. So it is a segmented bar, you can see there. I'm sure, yeah, it has I'm sure it used to sort of have a bit of a quirk to it, and it said crunch or something in big letters or something like that in the old days. I can't quite recall. But nonetheless, seems to have something or imply of something along those lines there. So let's have a look. So it's the milk and dark chocolate 100 grams each. I think they both are. You can see there 100 grams for the white chocolate one, 100 grams for the dark chocolate one as well. So yeah, interesting. Alright, so what's the calorie difference like then? Here's the dark chocolate one. So 509 calories, 27.3 grams of fat, 16.2 of which are saturates, and per 3 pieces 85 calories, 4.6 grams of fat, 2.7 of which are saturates. And there we go. This is the white chocolate one. 427 calories, 28.3 grams of fat, 17 of which are saturates per 100 grams, per 3 pieces 88 calories, 4.7 grams of fat, 2.8 of which are saturates. So quite similar-ish, but it seems the white chocolate one's got the most calories in it, basically. So probably, see if I can kind of do a, typically, you know, the milk chocolate one is kind of in a different packaging than the new one. Maybe they'll redo it in the same packaging, or maybe they have already. I got these from Poundland, by the way. That's where these are from. The dark and white chocolate ones, anyway. I get the milk chocolate one elsewhere. There you go. You can see all three of them there. So quite similar, but not the same. There you go. It's got the perfect example there of, well, I keep talking about the dispose of responsibly. In the UK, you can't recycle at home. You have to recycle at supermarkets, but you can recycle at home in the Republic of Ireland. Alright, so I think you just need to move this down, give these an open, see what they look like. I'm very excited for these ones, to be honest with you. Crunch, I'll say white chocolate crunch was a 5 out of 5 bar for me generally. I think it might have gone down slightly when I last reviewed it, but nonetheless it was a really nice bar in my opinion, and I really liked it. So we'll see whether it still holds up today in this re-release and what the dark chocolate one's like. I'm quite excited for that one. Milk chocolate one, we'll see, because Nestle milk chocolate, as I say, I'm not 100% sure it's the best ever, but who knows. We'll give them a compare, we'll give them a try, but first of all, we'll give them an open. Okay everyone, okay, we're going to use Nestle Crunches and open. Yes, milk chocolate and white. Can't wait for these, quite excited, I have to be said. So, well, just to get straight into them and give them all open and measure. I think they're all going to be roughly the same size, all 100 grams. Nice full wrapper here for the milk chocolate one. There you go. Ah, there we are. Look at that. I knew they had a special quirk to them. Crunch like that. Okay, interesting. Alright, so let's open the dark chocolate one. So that's like. Opens, no, sure, it opens quite as nicely actually. No foil. So if the milk chocolate one's going to go down this route, it might do. Because these are definitely the newer bars, so they might repackage it, no, not rebrand it as such, but we can see there you go, so very nice indeed. And the white chocolate one, I think we know what to expect. I think we certainly do, but let's have a see. What I might do is I might take a photo of these separately in a second as well, so you might see a bit of continuity errors, I guess you'd say, as I've moved them to give them a photo. Look at that, yeah. Very nice. Look really good, don't they? Look really good. So I've just taken a photo of them. look very tasty. It's going to be a shame to break these really, but they do look really, really nice. Yeah, so there they all are really. They do look very nice indeed. Let's give them a bit of a measure. They're all going to be the same. So just measure one of them. Calipers. Let's measure the dark chocolate one, why not? I mean, look at that underneath as well. We'll come to what they look like underneath in a second. Okay, so I think I'll do it lying down. I think it's easier. So make sure it's 0 again. Let's add an extra 0.1 of a millimetre sometimes. Okay, 60.5 centimetres long. And the width, this is at the bottom, it's not quite as wide at the top. Curves inwards a bit, 7 centimetres. And the height, top to bottom of the segment, about 1 centimetre. That's exactly there actually, unusual. And in between, about 8 millimetres, 7 to 8 millimetres. Alright, there we go. So yeah, so you can see it look really nice, and underneath you can see all the lovely Rice Krispie Crunchies there, and they're all, well, I'll tell you what though, this, I don't know, this milk chocolate one definitely looks to be slightly different than the others, doesn't it? I mean, you can see like more rounded on those ones. I don't know if they've changed it a bit. As I say, you can see again the difference. Yeah, I don't know how that's happened really. So let's have a look at the description, see what it says. So there's the milk chocolate one here. So it could be that they're transitioning the milk chocolate one as well to be of a different recipe. Milk chocolate with crisp cereals, it says there. Here's the dark chocolate one. Dark chocolate with crisp cereals. Alright, so it's the same. Crisp cereals 15%. Crisp cereals 15%. So yeah, I don't know, but for some reason or another, for whatever reason, the milk chocolate ones definitely look different, and they look actually like rice pieces. There's the dark chocolate one and the white chocolate one, more rounded. So yeah, I don't know, interesting. We'll see if it changes with the taste. But let's give it a bit of a snap. Got to do it, get the C off. Okay, well, it snapped in half there. I didn't mean to do it. You can see there. Can't really see any of the crispy bits as such, can you? There. Try and snap it in the same place. More of a snap. You can see there, definitely look lighter there than the milk chocolate one, can't you? I mean, there's a difference there. So I say, I don't know if they're changing the recipe or not. Looks to be though, doesn't it? I mean, the milk chocolate one's definitely different. You can clearly see the difference when you look at the dark chocolate one. But I do believe that the milk chocolate one does have just as much in it. I don't know. Strange. Definitely a strange one there. Let's just give it another snap elsewhere. Yeah, you can just see, look, it's got lots of bubbly pieces even, isn't it? So I don't know what's going on there. It's really strange. Alright, well, how's the difference in taste? I think that's what we need to find out, isn't it? So let's zip ourselves up, find out what I like. Okay, everyone, okay, we're going to these milk white and dark chocolate crunchies a taste. So I did notice the difference between the milk one. I mean, the milk one's wrapper is a bit of a different one. It's got a foil wrapper on the inside. You know, the other ones are sort of just normal wrappers almost. And also we noticed that the, yeah, if you look at the dark chocolate one, for instance, here, so you can see the Rice Krispies pieces on the inside there. Very, you know, defined, easy to see. Whereas in the milk chocolate one, you know, just nothing really there, even though the bottom was just as prominent, although more elongated, more like rice shaped. And it wasn't a one-off. I split it again. You can still see, seems to be like a bit like an aero almost. I don't know what's going on there. But you can see at the bottom, the milk chocolate one just different. Looks to be just different kinds of cereal almost. Just like looks like literally rice pieces there. This was like puffed bits of something else. I don't know. The white chocolate one's the same as the dark chocolate one. So it still says crisp cereals. Describes it as that on the back of the packet, and 15%, same amount. But all right. Well, we'll try a segment of the milk chocolate one first. Let's give it a go. Find what it's like. Let's give it a taste. Very crunchy. Really prominent crunches actually. A nice bar, that one. I think it's milk chocolate's not amazing from Nestle, but to be honest with you, there's so many crunchy bits in there that it doesn't really stand out, to be honest with you, as being subpar or not great milk chocolate. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to give them individual ratings, so we'll perhaps do a summary at the end. I don't know, and see what happens. I don't know how to. I don't know. I'm going to edit this basically, but so we'll see what happens. I mean, for me, this one, the milk chocolate's nice. It's got lovely crunches in there, lots of crunch. I think the proportions are really good actually. So you get a nice lot of crunch, you get a nice milk chocolate taste. I don't think it comes across as not tasting like a quality milk chocolate. You can see there compared to the dark chocolate one, seems to be a lot less crispy bits, but I think that's just an illusion from the colouring of them or something. I'm not really sure. I don't really know really. Maybe it's just the fact that they snap in half a lot easier in the dark chocolate one, whereas in the milk chocolate one they just don't tend to snap in half the Rice Krispie pieces themselves or whatever. But you can clearly see a difference in the size of them, the shape. The milk chocolate one's very nice actually. I don't know if it's going to blow your socks off, but it's certainly a nice bar. I think it's a 3.5 or 4. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I love crunchy bits in my chocolate. I think it's quite nice. I think a 4 out of 5, I think. It's probably closer to a 3.5 than a 4.5, that's for sure. But nice. Right, let's try the dark chocolate one. I'm quite looking forward to this one because I've never had a dark chocolate crunch before. Let's give this a taste. So yeah, quite excited. Let's give it a go. Not bad actually. It's got a bit of a, I wouldn't say a salty taste, but seems to be a bit salty-ish. Does it say what the? It's not massively strong dark chocolate. It doesn't come across that way anyway. Cocoa sauce 51% minimum. It says. It comes across a bit like that. It's not ridiculously rich or anything, but rich enough. Very nice. I feel like the chocolate's perhaps not quite as standy out as much as the milk chocolate one, despite what you'd think it would be, being dark chocolate. But it's still nice. I think it's got like a good balance. Again, it's just nicely balanced, really. You don't get a ridiculous amount of dark chocolate that obscures anything else, and it means it's all about the dark chocolate. You do get a nice amount of dark chocolate, and the taste doesn't. I don't know. They both balance out quite well, really. The crispy pieces and the dark chocolate. I mean, I think you could equally taste the crispy pieces and the dark chocolate. You don't get too much dark chocolate. It's not too rich or anything. You don't get too few crispy pieces. It's just a nice balance, really. So I think for me, again, another 4 out of 5. Very nice one. And again, maybe you could say it's closer to a 3.5 than the 4, maybe, but I don't know. I feel like with the milk chocolate one, they're probably both pretty much 4 out of 5, spot on, really. But I don't think they're close to a 4.5, is what I'm saying. But now let's try the white chocolate one. This in the past would be a 4.5 for me. Really nice, just white chocolate, very good from Nestle. Let's see what it's like now. Let's give it a go. Very creamy. Very creamy white chocolate. I don't know, it's not standing out as much. I feel like it is perhaps quite similar to how it used to be in the past. I don't feel like it's blowing my socks off, really. I feel like the other two are quite nice, to be honest with you. I don't feel like the white chocolate one really stands out as much as it used to, really. I feel like the other ones are actually just as good. And I've not noticed any difference in the crunches, even though the shapes and things that seem to be different in the milk chocolate one. I've not really noticed that come across in the taste at all. I don't know why there's a difference in appearance, but the taste seems to be pretty much the same. So don't worry about that. You're not missing out on getting perhaps if they're rebranding or redoing the milk chocolate one. You don't need to try and get the old one. Although I would say that the old one does come in a full wrapper, but so there is that. The milk chocolate one anyway. If they are replacing it with a newer looking one, I think for me the white chocolate one, I think it's just as good as the others. I don't think it stands out as much as I expected it to or remembered it being. But it is still really nice. I think I like them all quite similar actually, to be honest with you. So I think again a good 4 out of 5 for that one. It's a nice bar, and again I don't think it's close to a 4.5. I think like maybe in the past I thought it would have been, but now I said before that they're closer to a 3.5 than the 4.5. I think they're all spot on 4 out of 5s really. I just don't think. Well, I think what I was saying is if I could see myself giving them something else, it might be that they're a bit more average than not, if you know what I mean. But I feel like a good solid 4 out of 5 I think is where they're at. Let's just try them all individually again. Let's see. Now, the white chocolate's lovely and creamy. It is nice and it works lovely with the crunchies. No, it is very nice. It's a nice white chocolate. I like it. Let's try this dark chocolate again. This obviously won't be creamy. Yeah, it's definitely drier, more solid. But does give you a nice dark chocolate experience actually. No, it's nice as well in a different way. I'd say it's more dry, less creamy, but more solid. And nice crunches again. So yeah, just as nice. Just dark chocolate, obviously. You know. Let's try the milk chocolate one. Yeah, the milk chocolate one's somewhere. I don't think it's somewhere in between, but it's similar to the white chocolate one, quite creamy, but maybe not quite as much. I feel like for me, it perhaps isn't as good as the white chocolate one still. I feel like the milk chocolate one, it's just more, the white chocolate's just more impactful, more creamy. And the milk chocolate one just isn't quite as exciting, just isn't quite as, it's not quite as good a milk chocolate as the white chocolate is as good a white chocolate, if that makes sense. And the dark chocolate one's just, you know, it's 51% cocoa solids, that's really what it's about as far as the dark chocolate is concerned. But it's a nice one all the same. And it's distinct enough from the other two, you know, whereas the milk and white chocolate one, both kind of creamy, so, you know, they're both in a different, kind of in a different game than the dark chocolate one is, I'd say, to an extent, but obviously still similar bar, of course, because it's still a crunch bar. But yeah, I think they're all pretty nice actually in their own way, and I think it obviously will depend on what you prefer. If you don't like white chocolate, you don't like dark chocolate, then the milk chocolate's for you, you know, for instance. But I think for me, I think the milk chocolate one is probably the one that's the least impactful and the least interesting. I think the other two, you know, it's not crunch wise. The crunches, despite the appearances, are the same basically. I think that's the quantity is the same, 15% in both, and I can't taste any difference despite the appearance of the milk one looking a bit different. But I think the white chocolate one is just a bit more interesting than the milk chocolate one, and it kind of delivers the same thing. But of course, if you don't like white chocolate, this, that, and the other, then of course the milk chocolate one's for you. But or vice versa. But I think for me, the white chocolate one just is a better one than the milk chocolate one, and the dark chocolate one's just in a bit of a different game really. It's just it's not creamy. It's drier. It's more solid, but it has a nice rich taste to it, and it's interesting in its own right really. So I think for me the milk chocolate one's probably the least favourite of the three, but it's very minimal. I think I like them all quite similar, but I feel like, yeah, if I was going to get one, I was going to say I think the milk chocolate one's probably closer to a 3.5 than a 4. I think I kind of was up and down a bit about that, but I think that definitely would be the differentiation between that and the other two. I think the other two are pretty much solid 4 out of 5s, whereas the milk chocolate one is perhaps slightly lower towards a 3.5 than a 4, but I think it's still good enough to say a 4. It's not different enough, but I feel like they're quite similar, the milk and the white chocolate ones, in the fact that they're both quite creamy. But I think the milk chocolate one is not quite as good a milk chocolate as the white chocolate one is as good as a white chocolate. So yeah, but I think 4 out of 5 for them all. I think they're really nice, really tasty, and I like them all, to be honest. I've got room for them all in my life. If there's a hierarchy of them, I think perhaps the white chocolate one may be the highest, then probably the dark chocolate one, then the milk chocolate one, I think. I certainly won't be disappointed with just the milk chocolate one like I would have been in the past, that's for sure. I feel like the white chocolate one doesn't stand above it as much as it used to, I don't think. So yeah, but I don't think that's because the white chocolate one is necessarily worse than it was. I feel like it's more like the milk chocolate one just seems to be a bit more, just works a bit better than it used to, I think. So yeah, so all very nice, really nice bars. Yeah, 4 out of 5 basically for the lot. They're all very nice, and it just depends on what you like and don't like really. But for me, I think, yeah, the white chocolate one is still probably the best one, I think, out of the three. But the other two are not far behind, that's for sure. I just think the dark chocolate one is just a bit more different, so it stands out a bit more for that reason. Alright guys, let me know what you think of these ones, which is your favourite, and whether you like them in the old days, and what you think of them now, or how they compare this, that and the other. Leave a comment or free, always great to hear from me, always do my best to reply. And thanks so much again for Andrew Winton for putting me onto these. Poundland is where they're at for the moment. I think they're all exclusive in there, the white and dark chocolate ones. I'm not sure about the milk chocolate one, I think you can get that elsewhere. But yeah, give them a try, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See ya.